Here at Fordham University, students are hesitant to demonstrate their political activism by attending demonstrations.
Did you go to an anti-war protest on campus?
Probably not.
No, probably not.
It would depend on the war.
I don't know. I'd have to know more about the situation. I wouldn't be able to just say yes or no.
Students at this university are taught to be active inside and outside the classroom.
We're a university that encourages students to be bothered, students to constantly want more, to want to be engaged in these dialogues, to open up the paper and literally be upset by what is happening in the world. Students who will be inspired to go out, after graduation day and actually make a difference and embed themselves in the world to make it a better place. That's what this university is for.
Institutions of higher education should be on the forefront of trying to find ways to make a peaceful world. It's difficult to organize an event. Students are very busy.
But students didn't always used to be so apathetic. College campuses used to be the hotbeds for political activism. Why have things changed from the abundant number of protests in the 1960s and 70s?
When we protested the Vietnam War, we saw it on television. And you saw footage of the mall in Washington, all the way back with people occupying it. Those are very dramatic and powerful images that people like to see. Part of the psychology of media, if you see people doing it, then you take more notice of it. And well, if they think that way, then maybe there's something to this. Right? Being out on the street with people gives you a sense of solidarity that this is where it's happening.
The campus is filled with fields and space to host protests, such as Edwards Parade and the always popular Martyrs Lawn.
With all this space on campus, you'd think students would be fighting some kind of cause, like even right here on Keating Steps. So what are students doing when they're not trying to rally a rally?
I'm really bad.
B4. B4.
That's right. On a cold Thursday night before finals, the Campus Activities Board got around 200 students to show up to bingo night. Instead of holding picket signs and boards, students are holding onto their bingo boards. Dan Lopretto has been an active member of the Anti-War Coalition Club for 4 years and has been to a large number of protests in New York City. He is in strong support of the student voice.
A friend of mine who will not be named, a few years ago he graduated, found a document, an internal document at Fordham, and it listed the top 3 threats to the university campus, like code red. First one was the nuclear holocaust, second one was a terrorist attack, third one was a student uprising. So students are, the idea that students aren't a threat is something that's been socialized into our mindsets. But of course it's not true because the administration, people who run this campus always consider students as a threat.
The Maroon Square was something that United Student Government hoped to enact at Fordham, but the administration quickly turned it down.
The Maroon Square, the idea behind it, it was based off of Georgetown's Red Square. Yeah, and what it does is, what the Red Square does at Georgetown, it's a free space zone, and it's literally red bricks in a square, and when you're on it, students don't have to register to demonstrate, they don't have to register or sign up to table. It's basically, you could do whatever you want within the university code of conduct in that square.
We shouldn't have just a square, it should be the entire campus.
I think the whole campus should be a Maroon Square.
If we were allowed to hold spontaneous outbursts on campus, would people take advantage of it? Absolutely. Totally. I would. A bunch of my friends would. A bunch of my pissed off friends would.
Despite the current lack of protest, maybe new demonstration policy changes will help put a step in the future marches on Fordham's campus. For Eye on Fordham, I'm Danielle Icona.